Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing good tonight. As you can see, we are back in our little Minecraft. Sorry about that. And, well, yesterday, I pretty much spent the entire thing just talking and building out this area. And I went outside to get wool to make a bed. Forgot something, came back inside, and I commented about, oh, I'm probably going to be blown up by a creeper. And immediately, once I got out of I didn't close the door. It was daytime. When I got out of the chest, I just turned and there was a creeper right there. No, that's right. I think it's just missing a, and then, I didn't have a thing, I spawned back at spawn point, which wasn't too bad since I knew where I was, but I guess, took the long way around, and I almost didn't make it back. So, I slept, I had my spawn, do that, and so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go out for a little bit, and I'm just gonna try to find right there. Unfortunately, I don't have any better doors. Now, for here, I think I'm pretty happy with everything. I might open this up a tiny bit, but for the most part, I think this is fine for a base. Like I said, some stuff needs to be changed a little bit here and there, but so I'm hoping you can hear me, and I'm hoping everything sounds okay. There we go. That should be. I'm going to take another. They're just stone. It doesn't matter if I lose them. I adjusted a lot of the settings, and well, not a lot, but I changed some stuff, and I did. I'm an idiot. I did find out why my voice sounds so bad. And it's pretty much because of how my headphone is. I'm using just AirPods, the ones that have the wire. Do that one right there. Let's sure, why not? Okay. Oh, hello, Mr. Foxy. I thought you were a bad guy. Huh. Alright. And I looked up some things that, just help me figure out how I can sound better. Okay. Are you kidding me? Where If I die, whatever. Oh, is that... I guess that is really just one bad thing about being in a wooded area like this. At, like, right there. Like, that guy. Let's see, can I... Come on. He might be stuck. Yeah, I don't... Okay, whatever. Like I said, I'm at one, I probably should have just, like, fallen, like, gone somewhere and, like, just, you know, get these full hearts. Because I'm going out here with nothing. That's probably a bad thing. Well, it definitely is. But, like I said, I'm using that as my mic right now. And I was trying to find, like, you know, like OBS settings for cheap mics because these headphones are just, like, they're 20 bucks. And well, you can't get cheaper than that. And what is that? That is a hole. Okay. I'll take some extra wood. Maybe I can make a better door with these. I guess I should also, at least in that area, maybe that, my entrance, I should, like, open it up more to, like, the outside, and then, oh yeah, I forgot, I can make mushroom soup, can I? Yeah. I don't know how to do that, though, and I think I need a cauldron, and I have not found any, what do you want to call it? Iron. So, yeah. That's, huh. Neat. And it's getting nighttime, isn't it? Oh, whatever. I don't know what it is. I feel like lately in these games, like, nighttime happens so much faster. It is. I really don't want to go inside for another night. Okay. Do. Hello, Mr. Pig. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, but I finally looked up a, like, just Apple earbuds, like, settings. And the guy, like, he sounded so nice in the video, and is that a... Yep, it is. I'm just gonna... yep, okay. Huh. You know, maybe forest fires aren't that bad. But at least I spawned here, so that is good. Yeah, but anyway, hold on. So I was talking about, like, just opening this up, like making this just a giant thing with, and then all these windows, and then, like, 2 doors. So that way I can see out better and not be completely just in the dark. But since I'm here, actually, I think I should be okay if I just... Alright, and yeah. And the lights, okay, so they do, okay, so there's some light there, not much, it's not going to stop anything, but at least I should be able to see that. So, let me see if I can finish my story for once. Ooh, oh. Damn, I didn't do that. So I just decided to. Oh, I didn't know it was that close. Why not? Why not? It can never hurt making something a little bit bigger and more open. After I watched the video, I just I just hit record and I tested the mic normally. I sounded like I do now, and then oh you whore, and then I did it again with me holding the mic, like the little mic part thing, closer to my face, because obviously with the headphones, it kind of is. I don't want to touch it, but it's lower than my it's not like a regular mic where it could be like lower, but at least it's still in front of you. This is like obviously closer to like I guess my neck, if you want to, I guess. So I sound farther away, or I sound more crackly. Also, I have a beard, so that kind of doesn't help. But I tried it his way, and I sounded just extremely clear. There was no crackle. There was nothing wrong. And it's one of those things where it's like, unless I have another hand. Oh my God, why did I do that? I'm just going to let him do this to me. Okay. So. I think that told me that I should probably add more torches here. Because why in the world? There we go. Do I got an Enderman just in my house? There and there. The thing is, I feel like this place is lit well enough. So I'm not sure why. Come on, there we go. Nope. Like, I'm gonna be very honest. I normally just play like creative, because I just like to build and stuff, and I don't really play normal like survivor Minecraft much, and I used to long time ago. I'm gonna put stairs right there. Long time ago, I was in the server, and okay, and it was an old like YouTube. Oh, nice, just enough. Channel. And this was like before like members or like Patreon or anything like that. And it was a oh, I am an idiot. Wow. It was a thing. They were either it depends on where you like knew them from. They did a few things. Video games, awesome video games. I think Awesome Video Game was like a sketch show that they did, or like a scripted, or like Far From Subtle, and they were like the first Let's Players I watched, and I absolutely loved so much of their stuff. I made an entire playlist of like when they played. I think their biggest games that they played was Phoenix Wright. That one had a lot because they went through a lot of the games, and they used to do the voices, like just make voices. But then they didn't have to stop. But once the games started having voice acting, they didn't really need to do that. And that kind of lost the charm. Obviously not their fault, but just kind of just saying. Another one was Bioshock Infinite. That one is real, and just the other ones too. And something they used to do was one of the people, her name was Becky, still is. She would make the costumes. So when they did Bioshock Infinite, Frash, the one who would play the games, he was dressed up as Booker, and she was dressed up as Elizabeth. Or if they played like Phoenix Wright, he would be Phoenix, and then she would be I think her name was Maya, if I'm remember correctly. And they just do that stuff. And they had like the series where they played Minecraft, and I found out that they had a server, and this was the first time I knew about Minecraft, and this was like 2012, 2011, so Minecraft is still pretty new. Sorry. And it's gonna be nighttime, isn't it? Why is that? Why is that there? I feel like I should just run out and just try to kill something. And I got super. I bought the game and I played it for a little bit. The first thing I ever did was just coat a cave in quartz, and I played. And then I was in a like amplified world for a while because my computer can handle that. But I got into the server, and the server is I think they had like a one or two mods, but it's very vanilla. Like you can't no creative, none of that. So I would have to go out and get my stuff, and I'll have to actually mine and do all that, and survive. And obviously the game now is a lot different than it was. There's like so much more in this game. And back then it was, it's a simple game overall, unless you decide to come in here and just make a computer out of redstone. But it's a lot more complex than it used to be. And they had, once in a while, sorry, they had a like build challenge where, let me think of one they did. Okay, so they did like a Christmas one, and you would sign up, and you would have like a plot of land, and you would build something, and you would have to build it in vanilla, no creative. It would have to be survivor. Oh, sorry. Had something stuck in my throat. Ha. Oh, look at little Foxy. I'm just gonna go out. And after it would take like usually, I think the least amount of time was like 2 weeks, and then like I think usually it'll try to give us at least a month to do it. I participated in a few. I remember I did a Halloween one where I rebuilt the, I didn't get it all the way done, at least the outside. I rebuilt the Roanoke. Thank you, friend. that actually, did you get anything with food, or did you, oh, you eat it, okay. Oh, well, you deserve it. The Roanoke house from American Horror Story, which I'll get into that in a second. And then another one was Christmas, where I just kind of built this 3-story, like, tower, where, like, I don't know, it was just, it was nothing to, like, I can't, like, describe it, but it was nice, it was fine, and they looked at it, they actually came to my thing, and it was, like, one of those, like, I was so excited that they actually, like, took the time and saw my thing. But then there was other people with the same amount of time, and, like, remember, it's Survivor, and they would build, like, these, like ungodly, amazing things, and it really kind of just showed you're adorable. It really just showed like the level of skill, and and then it kind of like it got to the point with them that I think I just stopped watching because I had like a job, and it's like you stop watching and then you pick up on something and it just doesn't feel right, or you feel like it's not for you anymore. It's kind of the same. I'm just killing all these animals, but I need food. I'm sure they'll just respawn later, or new ones. Sorry. And recently, I was on Reddit, and I came across, like, their subreddit, and it's just people, like, bashing them. And I always knew that they were a very, especially the guy, he was a very blunt and opinionated, and he was not afraid to share how he felt. But it seemed like he always did it in a way that was, I don't know if this is the right word. I'm gonna get some berries. It never seemed malicious, or like he was just going out of his way to be mean. But this was, and mind you, this was like, I looked this up last year, so I stopped watching them in like 2014, so it's been a while. Honestly, I think I started watching them before, like in 2010 maybe. Honestly, it was, oh, it's been a while. Oh, thank you. And everybody's saying this stuff, and I'm kind of just like, oh, is it that bad? So I went onto one of their things, and it just like, or it just like seemed so. I don't want to say malicious. That's not the word, but it's like the joy there was gone, and it's just like a job. And it's one of those things where you can tell, like, when something becomes a job, like more than some people than other people, they can't hide it as well. Like I was told, I always thought that I could hide my mood very well, and somewhat recently, I was told that I do not have, I do not hide my emotions well at all. If I am pissed or annoyed, it's very clear on my face that I am upset. And I was like, and like to me, I'm like, oh, I thought I was hiding it. And I watched some other clips just to, make sure it wasn't an off day. And it's just, I mean, it could be like maybe I'm just being influenced by other people in the internet, which, I mean, it can happen, obviously, it's the internet. And I am older now, but it just felt like, it's like, is this person that I watched? Oh, God, that'd be horrible. Is this the same person I used to watch all the time and enjoy? Like, has he changed? Or have I changed? Or has no one changed? And I just never noticed because at the time, why am I not even doing anything? I need to come here. Because at the time, I just didn't have, like, I didn't have any friends, and I was too afraid. Ooh. I was like, you know, I had, like, there was somebody there talking. And, you know, it's the kind of same thing now, where, like, if you notice my, like, title, it says, like, I'm the best person on Twitch. Not Twitch. I'm the best, Minecraft player. Yeah, I'm the best person on Twitch. I have one viewer. Not even. Just gonna get down, because I want to get to that place. Ha 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 ha. You deserve that. Okay, where is that? Oh. Sorry. Oh, of course. I think I need to... maybe I'll just... Oop, nope. The least dying way I can get. Not that way. Okay. Just gonna go down. So... like, you know, like, that's my title, and it's kind of like a joke because I'm the only person here right now. Well, kind of. But I'm the only person here that plays games. So obviously, I would be the... Is there no chest here? Oh, yes there is. I just... No, please don't kill me. I am fragile. Yeah. You know what this means? This means I'm definitely going to be attacked and I'm going to lose all of this. Okay. And, like, you know, I've kind of more or less been alone for a little bit, just due to small things like people having to go see their families and just a barrage of like car issues from a car that probably should have been blown up and just like taken to the dump years ago. Okay, so now we have an issue. Okay. I should be pretty close. I just need to kind of get over this and hopefully make it back with all this stuff, or at least make it close enough where I can find... Hi, friend. Okay, so ow. That was not nice. Aha! There it is. Alright. Ow. Okay. Jump. I should probably make a bridge here. Hi, Mr. Foxy Fox. Alright. Alright, look at us. We made it back. And nothing catastrophic happened. Should probably make a pressure plate there. Alright, cool. Look at us. What was I talking about? Oh, whatever. I'm gonna make another chest. Oh, right, I remember. Um, so now I've been kind of alone for a while, and it's, it's not. Can I still get in that? Okay. It's not like, there's no one person to blame. I kind of shut myself off from people, which is never good. You should never do that. But then you kind of get lonely, and you can get lonely at random times where it's like, even if I could talk to somebody, most likely it's not gonna do much because it's like 3:30 in the morning and everybody's asleep. So, I've been kind of feeling not as much lately, because I used to do it mostly when I was driving. But I've been not watching, yeah, listening to a lot of podcasts. Guess I should start getting these calls. It's not stupid for me to keep them just there. Mm-hmm. So I've been watching. I keep on saying watching. I'm not watching anything. I'm listening to 3 podcasts. Um, one, well, okay, so one used to be called um, used to be called Fuckface, and it's one of those things where it took like a second for me to get into it because I think it took them a second to get into it, but it's like one of my like just joys in life listening to it, and it's just so insane, and you could tell that it's a place of love. They're now called Regulation Podcast. They didn't change the name for a reason that you think, because you're like, oh, it's such a crashed name. They obviously changed. No, it wasn't. It was a lot deeper than that. A lot deeper reasons, I guess you could say. And there isn't any like real topic. Like for instance, I'm gonna have to get more in. Like they did a gag where they had like 12 episodes, so it would be like they would just say it's episode 16, like for like 5 episodes in a row. Nope, not that. And then in the real episode 16, they had a before that they had like this little what do you want to call it, like bet. It was some if somebody didn't win or lost the bet, they had to eat a pencil, and then they started like flat out refusing to do it. So they're like, okay, let's have a hearing. So they did this whole like elaborate setup or like bit, and it was one of the things where it was definitely a swing and a miss, because like looking back at it, it's super funny. But at the time, the newest person, because the other 3 people were already in like a group, he got a lot of hate for it. Like just a lot of people were not happy, and now he's arguably like the fan favorite, like just so endearing, and like it's one of those things where like when people give you another chance, and they're like, okay, this was a bad thing. Let's see what else, and that's what they did, and they do like drafts. So they did like one where it was like the mall draft, and you have to pick like it's like a regular sports draft, and they have to pick old just like mall stores, and like the goal is you have to build the best mall, and just small stuff like that. What else? Then they would do blind sides. It was like, oh, we're gonna. They also started doing gameplay pretty recently, with getting ready to play, let's say, Tony Hawk, and then one of them's like, we're not doing that anymore. We're doing this. It's like the other people have no idea. I'm describing it very badly, but also it's one of those things where you can't really describe it that well. But it's just like, without that like podcast, I would have been just so lonely. And then the other two podcasts I've been listening to they're both from one person from Regulation. His name's Jeff Ramsey. I should have said that. It's Jeff Ramsey and Regulation. Gavin Free, Andrew Panton, Eric Fedor. Somebody is Nick. I forget his last name. The other podcast is So All Right, and that is just Jeff, just talking about stuff. And you think it would be kind of, I don't want to say boring, but he goes on topics that are just so, like, something you would never think about. And, like, they get really fascinating. Like, one of my favorite episodes he's done was he interviewed somebody who walked across the United States, and it was just so, like it makes me kind of wonder if I had learned about this 10 years ago, would I have been interested? Because, it's one of the things where I think you get older, and then stuff that seems more boring to you get more interesting. I mean, it always happens to everybody. And like sometimes like the things can be like 20 minutes, sometimes it's like an hour. Oh, he did one where he talked about Jawbreakers, like the candy, the band, and the movie, and it's just creative stuff. And then the last one, Jeff's in it again, and also Eric is, but he's kind of like more the producer. Well, he's a producer anyway, but he's definitely more of a. He used to not be a main like character in Regulation when I was fuckface. But now in Regulation, he's definitely like they're all like equal, or if anything, maybe like Jeff, Andrew, and Gavin are slightly higher. Like if you want to do like, maybe they're at like the 10, and Nick and Eric are like at it like an 8 or a 9. It's like there's hardly any gap there anymore. But the other podcast is called Anima, and it is just a podcast about with Jeff and another person named Gus Sorolla, and they talk about they go to like a coffee shop or get coffee at someplace in Austin, Texas, and they just talk about their lives, and they just talk about like Austin and what used to be and how it's changing and stuff. I have never been to Austin. Closest I ever went to was Dallas for a day, just to go to like a mall there, and it has like I'm somebody who's like it's a city. I there's no way I could ever afford to live in the city, but I'm so interested in that. Like I would love. Like, it makes me want to move there, and it's just so interesting. And just hearing the stories, just everything about it. And that's been gone for a little bit, but I heard it's finally coming back, and I'm so excited to like just listen to their stories again and enjoy that stuff. Oh, something else I did not mention, and probably the best thing out of any of their, like, the podcasts or little shows they do, is there is a bar in Key West called Sloppy Joe's, where it is like their claim to fame is that's the first place where Sloppy Joe's was invented, like the sandwich. And also, I think Ernest Hemingway went there, like was the actual like customer or patron, whatever, however you, whatever. Um, I don't know what exactly I'm doing. No, I didn't want to do that. And outside the bar, they have, like, just as a camera, and they have like a live feed. And I think, if I remember the story correctly, Jeff just stumbled upon it, and he just started watching it, and eventually it kind of got to the point where he would notice stuff, just like, stuff that went on. And he made pretty much like a bingo game out of it. And he talked about it for like a few episodes, and then they finally tried it. And it's just like people watching, but you're doing it from like a webcam at like at the comfort of your own home. And you try. There's some stuff like getting into a wrong car, because there's a lot of pickups and stuff like Ubers. People drunk walking, a dead parrot head, which, if you don't know what that is somebody who made a lot of money but retired way too early. They love Jimmy Buffett, because they went to Key West because of Jimmy Buffett songs. They kind of blew through their money, and now they kind of like are like zombie-ish and just there. Um, and then let me see what else is there. Crosswalk coward. That is, you like, it looks like you're about to go, but a car is coming, and you kind of like stop, and you don't have the you don't have the courage to actually just go. And there's a few others, but it is so fun, and it's just so wild, because it's a that entire street is called, it's Duval Street, I think. It's just filled with bars, and so you can get like you can get like, like, there hasn't been anything like amazingly crazy yet. When they did one of them, it's called they call it Sloppy Joe's Bingo. But I've seen like clips of like people getting into fights, or just the most random, like bar, like giant bar, touristy area stuff that's where it would happen, obviously. And I am not a bar person. It doesn't interest me. I don't really drink. One, because of just money, and two, I am susceptible to addiction a lot easier than other people. Well, maybe not a lot of it, but so I kind of always was careful about that. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I don't know why I did this. But I'll think of something eventually. Unless, like, I found, like, I'm like in a mine shaft by accident. But I would still love to just go there. So I know a little bit ago I talked. Sorry about doing this again. I didn't realize I was just mining again. But I think I kind of had an idea what I'm going to do down here, so I have to kind of empty it out. So I know I think in another past stream I talked a little bit about American Horror Story. But, like one of my favorite, like my top two seasons are New York and Roanoke. Which is kind of funny because Roanoke, when it came out, it was not liked whatsoever. But I've noticed lately, as time goes on, a lot of people kind of give it more of a chance. And they're like, seeing it for what it is. And I feel like New York is going to be the same because that one is extremely polarizing. And I mean, they're such amazing seasons for clearly different reasons. But one of the things that I really loved about Roanoke was just the location. I am a builder in games. I love building things. I love making like houses in The Sims. It's just something I've been doing for years. Am I good at it? I'm okay. I'm better than some. But there are certainly people who are better at it than I am. And that's probably like my patience isn't as good as it used to be, or I guess no, maybe my attention span. That's a better word for it. Oh, I should just grab the other ones altogether. This is stupid. Okay. Did I put them in here, or did I only make? Did I only make two? I think I only made two, right? Yeah, I only made two. Okay. So Roanoke. I don't. It's. I don't want to. Nobody's gonna see this ever. I'll spoil it. Who cares? Well, I won't like go into huge detail because the plot isn't really important. But these two people buy a house. The house is on quote unquote sacred land, where it's like, like one of the greatest mysteries in America is what happened to the Roanoke colony. And in American Horror Story, they pretty much, the colonists are mad at the main woman. I forget her name. I think it's Agnes something. Because her husband, who was the leader, left to go back to England. This was like 1600s, or even before, I think. Never came back, and they were just not having a good time, and they kind of blamed her, and they just like tied her up and just left her out to die as like punishment, as like, you put us here and we're just gonna do this to you. Which comes the one played by Lady Gaga, at least in the reenactment version, which I'm not going to say the name because I can't. I'm not. No. And they make kind of like a deal, and the woman, I no, her name isn't Agnes. It's they call it the butcher. So I'll just say that. The butcher comes, kills everybody in the colony, and pretty much that just starts an entire thing of their like spirits are trapped on the land, and they're kind of like, this is our land, this is our secret land, and they basically kill anybody who goes on it. Me personally, that's fine, but I'll talk about the issue I have with that later, and it's a very petty, like almost Karen-esque issue. And throughout the year, like, people would stumble upon it and they would murder them. Um, huh. Okay. I feel like I should make. Yeah, I definitely should make this bigger. And 2, 3. Eventually, another character comes, builds a house, and this house is pretty much the main setting. And it's an actual house that American Horror Story built somewhere, I think somewhere in California. And I just always found it super fascinating, just how it looked, the inside, how it was laid out, because it's just, you never saw the entire house, obviously, but it was just what was there. And I tried a few times to rebuild it in The Sims. And you never have a really good. Can I do one more? You never really have a good expectation of what, if you can't, if you can't see. But eventually, through watching the show, and I even was able to come across pictures of the house in, like, angles you never see. So I was able to more or less pretty accurately build at least a downstairs. There's technically 4 floors: basement first, upstairs, and then attic. We know there's an attic because on the upstairs, there's like almost like an opened area where there's 2 staircases that go up, but we never actually see the attic. And then there we go. Yeah. So, and the only thing wrong with it is in the upstairs, it's kind of clear how it's laid out. And we see one bedroom a lot, and it's attached bathroom. I think it's like the master bedroom. And then I think we see another bedroom at one point. Just because of how the layout is. However, we don't see the rest of the bedrooms. And it's one of those things where, like, I want to finish it and I want to make it look nice, but I don't know what the other part looks like. And because I'm not going by pictures or, something I can base it off of, it looks really out of place. And it looks like it just doesn't belong. Am I making sense? I don't know. I keep going way too far. I need to stop. Come on. Come on. There we go. Yeah. So I think this might be the farm. I was really just going to make a giant pool here for some reason. But I might just make this the farm area. So eventually, I would like to just finally finish that, because it's been kind of sitting unfinished for a long time. And obviously, some of the stuff in The Sims you can't do, which I guess is one of the other reasons I kind of been waiting to finish it. Like in The Sims, we don't have curved staircases. In the Roanoke house, the main staircase is a very curved staircase. Also, there's just the issue with ratio, where, like, Sims is like pretty much, it's almost like Minecraft, where it's on a grid. And there's a thing where you can like do like half, like, you know, if I use a slab, it's like half, but you can't do walls there. You can do objects. And it's like, you know, you want to make a small bathroom because, you know, people have like very small bathrooms, just like the sink and a toilet. And in The Sims, you kind of have to make it like a 3x1, which then makes it a very long room. Not long, but longer than you need it to be. And it's just like small stuff like that that kind of make building a real life house in The Sims harder to do. Like, you know, I've tried to build a few houses, like, you know, people I know, like families or like friends. I try to rebuild the houses in The Sims, and it's in some rooms it's okay, but in other rooms, just because of how the layout is, it just looks weird, and you have to like adjust. And because you have to adjust, you know, something that would fit in this room then may not fit now, or it might just look weird. I'm trying to think for a. Like, okay, for example, I've tried to build my aunt's house. It's my favorite house. I love how it looks. I love the inside. It's a small, just cozy home. And in that home, you there's like the kitchen. Right next to the kitchen is like the door that leads to the basement, and then there is a small hallway. And in The Sims, that hallway would be like a tile and a half wide. But like I said, you can't do half things on, you can't put walls on half tile. So either you have to make it one tile, which is way too small, and just illogical because, you know, Sims can't use that if they get stuck. Or you have to make it two tiles, which makes it too big and then throws everything else off. And you just kind of have to figure that out, you know? Let's see. Let's talk about The Sims for a little bit. So I started playing The Sims honestly, I don't think it was 2001. I think it was early 2002, or it was when it was at least after the PS2 version came out, which I think was a year later. And it was one of those games, and I've always noticed this, especially when I was little. I would play a game and I would not understand it, and I would just be so confused. But then there was just something that would make me want to go back, and that was what this game. And I would play it, and I honestly I don't remember how good I was, but I probably wasn't good because I was little, and The Sims 1 is not a forgiving game. And so I would play that, and then eventually I got The Sims Busting Out, which is pretty much like the sequel slash remake of Sims 1 for console. It's like I first had all the console games. Love that. Then got, you know, slowly just more and more. So I've been playing the game for over 20 years. My favorite game is Herbs. Just like it's one of the things where like they would never do that today. Today, I feel like the Sims franchise, while it did make some like really good things, like I think build mode, while still a little buggy. I mean, the game, honestly, they need to take like 6 months and just stop making new packs and just work on fixing bugs and glitches and like quality of life improvements. It's not horrible, but it's not good. It's you know. And what was I talking about? There we go. Like in older Sims games, we'd have burglars, and there would be a lot more. I don't want to say adult, but now it's a little too like family friendly, too child safe, too like just the word politically correct is not the word to use, but it's kind of like they're afraid to ruffle feathers. It seems like and try new things. Where the herbs was kind of the opposite of that, where they decided just to test almost the limits. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure like you know what the Sims are you play, and that's pretty much all the games. Herbs, you start out in the city, and the goal is to just build up your reputation and become popular and become the most popular sim in the city. And there's 13 districts, all with their extremely unique aesthetic. Like the central station where it's goths. There's Kicktail Park where it's like the stoner skaters. Neon East, which is all about like Japan, like like neon colors, that kind of stuff. There is the Foundry, which is like more like the poets, like the beret wearing, like snap your fingers, like bongo playing, like those people. That sounded derogatory. Sorry, but you get what I mean. And you would go to each one and you just try to befriend everybody and have like little like goals. There would be little side jobs that you could do, like quick time events, and like like people in like Central Station would get along with people at Kicktail Row, but then they wouldn't get along with people who were from Diamond Heights, which from the name suggests they looked very just like posh, snobby kind of people. And like it's kind of be like that. And let me see. Let me try to remember. There was different. Like I said, there's all different kind of jobs. The one that would not fly today would be the ferret boxing, where basically you have to box ferrets to like be shipped off and made into fur coats. That was a thing. We never knew exactly what they were made for, but that's what I'm assuming. And then sorry for like creating your sim and stuff. I will say it was console create a sim was very interesting because of the limitations. But in this game, because every location or district was so unique, each one have its own fashion. So you get like different outfits and I mean you know what I mean. And like for the guys, and I want to say 2 locations or 1, you could get nipple piercings. And just like, I think, if I remember correctly, I think the Herbs was the first game where they had also facial piercings. Before, it was always just uh, like ears. And I think it's the only game so far that lets you do body piercings, unless you have mods, but that doesn't count, obviously. Because with guys, it was the nipples, and girls, you get your belly button pierced. And then they have like other stuff for like girls. You could wear like outfits that would this was 2000s, mind you. You could wear outfits that would like it would be like low rise jeans, so like the thong strings would be showing, and just like really, I guess there would be like scandalous and like revealing outfits, and then some of the like social stuff. I guess like in today's Sims would be like considered downright sexual and like raunchy. But it was a city, and I think at the time the game was they were like, it was more like a people who were teenagers or older were playing it. And I still think it's the same, but they want the game to get as accessible to everybody as they can, which, I mean, that is great. Don't get me wrong. But my issue is it hinders how I play it or what I want from the game. For example, I think it's called Project Renee. It might be canceled. I don't think it would. People said it was Sims 5. I don't. It's definitely not Sims 5. I don't think so. And obviously, if it was Sims 5, it wouldn't be canceled. Oh, I keep on doing that. But they made that game. Also, it's a rumor it got canceled. I don't know yet for sure. But they made that game so it could work on everything. So, like, if you want to play on the computer, you could play it, and then you have to, like, go out. You can then, while you're out, start playing the exact same game, the exact same save, everything, on your phone. Obviously, they are two extremely different things. I have so many cobblestone. And it's kind of like, I always had this feeling, and it's probably an elitist feeling. Um, but it's one that, I just have, where it's like, not right now, but I mean, in regard to a lot of other things, like my laptop is still pretty nice. And if I ever get my computer fixed, that I spend like a very pretty penny on it so I can have, I can play good games and have, a good system. And, once I get that fixed, we can actually play games here and do more stuff than just watch me build giant empty rooms in Minecraft. There. I don't know why it's... There we go. Alright. And it's kind of like, why does my game have to be less? Because you have another computer. Or because you can't... Okay. I can just sleep, duh. And it's like, some people can't afford it, some people just don't want it. It's, it's no fault of the other people. But, like, take for instance, Sims 3. Sims 3 was open world. I mean, you had, like, different worlds, but it was, like, open world, and a lot of people, like, their computers really couldn't handle that. And also, because of the times, looking back, Sims 3 really couldn't handle it either, to be honest. I don't know where I am going. But, I can just go right there. Looking for sand. And there was this one, I think one pack called Island Paradise, where we had houseboats, which that should come back. Houseboats was a fine idea, but a lot of people couldn't really play it because their system just couldn't handle it, and like they would just have issues with it. And I never had any issues. And it's one of those things where it's like, like I don't know what to tell you. I'm doing fine. But and I was like, because of, I said not because of that, obviously. Ooh, come on, give me what I want. I don't know how many I need, but I'm just gonna get maybe like a stack. But it's like with the Sims 4, I would love it if I could just play in a, how do I say this? Okay, so Sims, you have like your expansion packs, and the only one that ever actually changes anything. I would love to have you as a pet, and you too. You're both adorable. The only expansion pack that really affects everything is seasons, and other ones just are kind of world only. So like, let me see. So take for instance, they just had one that was you got horses, called Horse Ranch, and obviously it would be kind of hard to add horses to other places. But to me, it's like, if you have the thing, or like you get like an edition, because they do have an edition of the game where it's like lower end computers can handle it. I'm not going down there. Nope. Okay. No, whatever. So like I'm like, they should have ones that higher end computers can handle, and they get like, I don't want to say extra stuff because that's not exactly fair, but it's not fair to me that my game has to be less because of other people, if that makes sense. Like there was this one, like the very first world you have in Sims 3 is called Sunset Valley, and somebody made a updated version of that where, like, the Sims 3 came out in 2009, and this was like, it was called like Sunset Valley 2013. I want to say yeah, I think 2013. And they just took all the expansion packs that were out at that point, and they integrated them into the like Sunset Valley. So it was like, it was bigger. They added more land to it, more like shops that like were added to different expansions, and it felt really nice. And like, it felt like, oh, this world is changing, because eventually, like, I always assume that the starting world is the most popular, but like we now have, I think, like over like 70 expansions, like that includes like kits and game packs and all that stuff for Sims 4. And but the original world, Newcrest, just like there's nothing there because it's just a base game original world, and I would love to have like the option of like letting it be upgraded with the stuff that you have. Kind of like, I think I talked about it before, where the Sims 2 pets for console, depending on how much you bought and like what you did in the game, the town around you would change. I should probably go back. I have what I want. I'm just gonna go back. I'm not gonna be stupid. I also have to I have to open up that entire wall, and I don't want to do that while it's nighttime, obviously. But yeah, another issue I have with The Sims, which I just discovered. I mean, I think I had for a little bit, but you know, I finally looked into it more. Was so we got pets in The Sims 1 and like the expansion pack Unleash, and they were all like, you know, it was like puppy size, like cats and dogs, like puppies and kittens sized cats and dogs. It was cute, and you know, it was they were kind of just more like cute set dressings, where you can't really do much with them. And in Sims 2, like with Sims, pets got a big overhaul where you could kind of like really customize them, and you got small and large breed sizes for dogs, and just, you know, one size for cats. And it's been like that ever since. And I'm kind of I not it's not I don't it's not tired. That's not the right word. But it's like we need an update. It's been the same thing for far too long. For instance, like I tried to make a Maine Coon in the game, and it just looked disgustingly bad, like insultingly bad. Okay, so I'm going to actually go inside because I know where I want this to end. I want to end right here. Just going to. Oh, right, shouldn't do that. I'll do that too. Because there's only one size for cats, you know, you can't make anything bigger or smaller. And, like, you know, cats aren't all one size. And for dogs, like, we have small, and it's like, they say large, but it's really medium size. So if you want to make, like, a Great Dane or something, it looks really weird. And I think, you know, they need to add that. Like, just add more size variants and more sliders. Like, so you can edit stuff better. Because, you know, you have like two of the same breed, but one is like a lot more stockier and one is like small. It just depends. Also, they did change it. Should be using an axe. I don't care. They also changed it because in Sims, I don't remember much what they could do for Sims 3, but Sims 2, your pet could get a job, and that always seemed pretty cool. Should I just open this up? Oh, no, don't want to do that. But like, I think Sims 2 and Sims 3 you had direct control of the pet, and in Sims 4 they took that away. And it's just one of those things where I'm like, I understand why they did that, but it just seems also lazy because they didn't want to deal with making all that stuff. It's getting nighttime, which is great when you are... Oh, I should have done that. Oh, I'm an idiot. There we go. Can I sleep now? There we go. Cool. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so take you and you. I'm going to put you in here. Come on. There we go. All right, we should have glass soon. You know, now would be a great time if if I'm doing, never mind. I was gonna say I wish I could get different doors, but if I'm doing like glass, I should be fine. Can I just, yes, sand, perfect. So I will at least right there. Oh, hi, Mr. Sheep. Oh. Oh. That made me sad. Nope, nope, wrong thing. There we go. Okay. Oh, hi, Chris. How are you doing? Well, I mean, are you doing any better? Sorry, I didn't see your thing there. I was distracted. Oh, okay, it does work. If you notice, your message is on the screen like a real Twitch person. So you're just having a bad day all around. Yeah, yeah. Is it all right? I don't want to, bring it up. Can I ask, was it the one who got hurt before, or was it was one of the other ones? Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. I mean, I would be sorry anyway, but you know, like you told me about that one, and it just sucks when that happens. Was it one of those things where, oh, okay. I mean, was it one of those things where it looked like, kind of this can happen sometimes. It looks like they're on the mend, and then it kind of like, it turns,